world leaders are absolutely furious at Donald Trump and, by extension, the United States. Donald Trump went to NATO, made a fool out of himself and the United States. He tried to act tough when it comes to Ukraine a little bit, but then as soon as he was back in the United States, in typical Trump fashion, he started praising Vladimir Putin again, talked about how all of these great things that Putin said to him, and then he praised Kim Jong and he was saying very favorable things about Iran as well. And then Donald Trump started attacking Canada, and based on a law that was passed by Canada in 2024, Donald Trump is now saying he's withdrawing from trade negotiations with Canada. Donald Trump's also attacking the European Union and our allies. And, you got this very alarming news right here as well. This just happened in the past 24 to 48 hours that Russia just seized a key lithium field in the Donetsk Oblast region. It's one of Ukraine's most valuable assets, this lithium deposit right here. And as Jay in Kyiv says, every resource that Russia captures in Ukraine goes directly to fuel the war machine that Europe will have to fight later. If Ukraine was just given the tools, it would be able to fight right now. But Trump wants to help Putin. Doug Klain writes, if Trump had given Ukraine the weapons it needs to defend itself, would Russia be in the possession of this new lithium field today? Perhaps not. If we arm Ukraine, Ukrainians can liberate their territory and people, including critical minerals that Trump is interested in. And Ukraine, for its part, has made some successful strikes against Russia. You see with Russia's military bloggers, they're confirming multi-billion-dollar losses as Ukraine struck some of Russia's Mariinovka air bases. And so let me just show you how the world leaders were treating Donald Trump as well when he was in the Netherlands and at The Hague. Queen Maxima of the Netherlands, you'll have to judge for yourself if she is or isn't mocking Donald Trump. But state regime media known as Fox was saying, oh, she's mocking Trump and she better be careful because she may get a personalized bunker buster from Daddy Trump if she's not careful. That's actually what Fox is saying about her. But judge for yourself, Queen Maxima, from a few different angles. Here, play this clip.
Actually, that's you.
Oh, very much.
Thank you very much. Actually, that's you.
Oh, very much.
Thank you very much.
So then on Fox, here's what they said about Queen Maxima of the Netherlands. And again, just showing how disrespectful kind of Trump and his propaganda networks are. It's just all very odd. Play this clip.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Charlie, is she mocking him or not?
It kind of looks like it. I mean, I'm not an expert on royal behavior. So,
well, she's clearly making fun of his mouth. She went, doing the Trump lip thing. And by the way, the White House nor the Netherlands royals will comment on this, but she better be careful. She could get a personalized bunker buster from Daddy Trump if she's not really careful. I mean, she's going to go from Queen Maxima to Queen Minima if she's not standing on protocol in the future. This is a bad look for a royal or anybody, really.
Yeah, or anybody.
And then the Trump propagandists like Senator Mike Lee were posting things like, it's time to leave NATO. It's time we get out of NATO. So shameful. I mean, that's a MAGA Republican senator right there from Utah. For the international audience, that's also the guy who was mocking the fact that the state representative in Minnesota was murdered. That's just who we're dealing with here. President Zelensky of Ukraine posted the following message. These past weeks have been especially intense with our international meetings. There are agreements on defense packages and joint production with the UK, the Netherlands, Canada, and other partners. There are also areas of collaboration with the US. You notice the distinction that he draws between agreements versus areas of collaboration, because Trump went to the Netherlands, and I'm not sure if you saw the moment where a BBC reporter who lived in Ukraine asked Donald Trump if he would be providing weapons, and Trump gave like a BS response because he was trying to flatter her, but then went home and then started praising Putin. Zelensky goes on to say, all of these need to be effectively implemented, from joint drone production and investments to our long-range capability projects, including missile development. Today, there is also a decision to significantly accelerate sanctions pressure on Russia. I thank our partners who are already preparing the EU's 18th sanctions package. New sanction measures have also been introduced by the UK and Canada. We are coordinating on sanctions with all G7 nations, as well as with other key global jurisdictions. Russia's accountability for this war and our sanctions pressure must be operating at full capacity. They must leave no room for Russia or its cronies to adapt. I thank everyone who is helping. And again, that's obviously also directed at Trump, who is not helping. You know, just the other night, unimaginable. Some people are saying 440 drones and 32 missiles in a single night. That's not shelling. It's calculated extermination. Anatoly of Ukraine says Russia is systematically wiping out civilians, children, and families. This is a genocide. Now, on Friday, Donald Trump held multiple press conferences in the White House. This one was in the Oval Office, where Donald Trump was bragging that Putin respects our country and that Xi Jinping respects our country and that Kim Jong respects our country. And then he goes on to attack Canada and the European Union. Here, watch this.
Vladimir Putin reached out to you to help you with the Iran crisis.
He made some nice statements today. Did you see the statements? Very nice. Vladimir Putin made some very nice statements today. Look, he respects our country again. He didn't respect it a year ago, I can tell you right now. But Putin respects our country. And President Xi of China respects our country. And Kim Jong they respect our country again. We were not a country that was respected just a year ago. We had a president that was incompetent. We had bad people circulating around this desk, this beautiful Resolute desk. They had, I guess, evil intentions. You couldn't be that stupid. I mean, they had evil intentions. But the world respects our country again. Thank you very much, everybody.
Donald Trump is asked if he has any concern that Iranians may have some enriched uranium at another site where many people believe they do. And Donald Trump then says he has no concerns about that, which is odd because that's what the intelligence suggests. And also, Donald Trump claims that the Iranians really want to meet with him. So Donald Trump creating another fictitious meeting in his head. Play this clip.
When it comes to nuclear weapons, Mr. President, are you concerned that the Iranians may have some enriched uranium at Pickaxe Mountain?
The last thing they're thinking about right now is enriched uranium. They're not thinking about what they want to do is they want to get back to life. And they do want to meet me, and we'll do that quickly. We're going to do it quickly while we're meeting.
They said this morning that they don't want to meet with the U.S. Were they telling you something different in private?
They may say that to you. Don't you think they want to meet me? Don't you think we have sanctions on there that they can't do anything? Wouldn't you think that they want to meet me? I mean, they're not stupid people, but they went through a lot, and they suffered. And so did Israel. Israel suffered greatly. It was a nasty 12 days. And, yeah, we'll see what happens.
So you ever sit down to work and your brain just won't cooperate? That was me for so long. I find myself getting distracted, scrolling through social media, just totally unable to focus. Especially with a job like this where I need to stay locked in, productive, creative, and on top of the news. Distractions aren't just annoying, they can derail everything. Then I found Brain FM and it's been a game changer. Brain FM is an app built for anyone seeking to boost productivity. They create science-backed music that syncs brain patterns, helping you focus better, relax deeper, and sleep easier. I use their deep work and creative modes daily. It's like flipping a switch in my brain. There's even a turbo mode specifically designed for ADHD support. And this isn't hype. Brain FM is the only music company supported by a National Science Foundation grant and just published a peer-reviewed study showing their patented tech improves attention and brainwave synchrony. Unlock your brain's full potential free for 30 days by going to brain.fm/Meidas. That's brain.fm/Meidas. That's MEIDAS for 30 days free.
Donald Trump then boasts about his friendship with Kim Jong-un and speaks very fawningly over Kim Jong-un. Let's play it.
I've had a good relationship with Kim Jong-un, and I've gotten along with him really great. So we'll see what happens. But somebody's saying there's a potential conflict. I think we'll work it out if there is. It wouldn't involve us. But again, we're very far away from a lot of these places that we're solving problems with. But I enjoy doing it. I like doing it, and it's the right thing to do. And we have an ability to get it done. So we're solving things that we didn't have a lot to do with Serbia, Kosovo. I told you, we solved a potential disaster. I can tell you that some of the countries that you're not going to hear about, but some countries that were ready to go to war with their neighbor are not going to go to war with their neighbor. And it's a great thing. We have a number of them.
Then Donald Trump attacks Canada. Let me show you this.
And we have all the cards. We have every single one. We don't want to do anything bad, but they have... economically, we have such power over Canada. I'd rather not use it, but they did something with our tech companies today trying to copy Europe. You know, they copied Europe. It's not going to work out well for Europe either. And it's not going to work out well for Canada. They were foolish to do it. And so I said, we're going to stop all negotiations with Canada right now until they straighten out their act.
Donald Trump attacks the European Union. Let me show you this.
Sir, you said a moment ago that it won't work out very well for Europe on trade. Does that mean you want to cut off those negotiations as well and just tell them what?
No, well, they've been very tough. The European Union was formed in order to take advantage of the United States in trade. It was why they were formed, and they're nasty. They're very nasty. We have a good relationship. I'm dealing with Ursula right now and the group, but it's a very tough situation. They have been unbelievably bad to us. If you look at past presidents, they've treated them very badly. They're being very nice to me because I get it. I know the system, and we have the cards. We have the cards far more than they do. And they have not treated us well, and they're coming to us right now. You know, I said I was going to put on a 50% tariff. As soon as I said that, I put it out on Truth. As soon as I said that, they came to the table. They didn't want to come to the table. My people were telling me, Scott was telling me, and the whole group was telling me that not a good situation. They want to tap it down the line. They don't want to really deal. So I said, we're going to put a 50% tariff on you. Then Howard, as you know, was very much involved, Lutnick, Commerce. And he said, they don't want to talk. As soon as I put that on, I was getting calls from them like, can we meet tomorrow? And the problem is they have a lot of very unfair taxes. They have a lot of taxes that you wouldn't put on, and they sue all our companies. They're constantly suing Apple and Google and all of these companies, and they're getting, in front of judges that essentially almost work for them. I guess they do work for them.
It should be noted that although Donald Trump claims that he just learned about the Digital Services Tax Act, it actually was approved in Canada on June 20th, 2024, and then came into force June 28th, 2024. So the fact that Donald Trump is only learning about it now, it's because he is ignorant and he is an idiot. Here is the Ukraine envoy to the United Nations, and he makes it very clear. He's saying, look, Ukraine has agreed over and over, unconditional ceasefire. That's our position, but Russia is not okay with that. Play the clip.
Not only on Ukraine's offer, but also on the tireless peace efforts of our American friends, of President Donald Trump personally, who have worked relentlessly to create space for diplomatic solution. This Council should not look away from this truth. There is no lack of willingness for peace on the Ukrainian side, only a lack of honesty from those who keep launching the deadly missiles. I dare to hope, and I invite all of you to share that hope with me.
Here he is again talking about we need an unconditional ceasefire. Play it.
To live up to its founding promise and to take bold, decisive, and urgent action to secure an immediate, comprehensive, and unconditional ceasefire for at least 30 or better 60 days. A ceasefire that will hush the drones, ground the missiles, and give mothers the right to sleep without praying they and our children will survive the night.
One more clip of the envoy from the Ukraine to the United Nations. Let's play it.
This Russian war is waged in bedrooms. This Russian war is a war in kitchens, war in playgrounds, war in hospitals, in schools. This is pure terror that never sleeps, terror that steals tomorrow before the dawn can break. This madness has to stop. And yet, on the very same day, like today, last Monday, when 440 murderous drones and 32 ballistic and cruise missiles with cluster ammunition struck Kiev, killing in total 28 innocent people in their sleep and leaving over 140 wounded, our Russian colleague shamelessly declared, like he did today, with a straight face, that Russia does not target civilians.
And you see how Donald Trump continues to piss off countries around the world. We've already heard now from Treasury Secretary, from the Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, from Scott Bessent, from Stephen Miller, Trump's top deputy, that at this point, it doesn't seem like anyone really wants to do trade deals, and that now they're talking about Labor Day. Maybe they'll do deals in Labor Day, 90 deals in 90 days. That was supposed to be July 9th. There really hasn't been any deals at all. Trump's making up deals that he did with China that don't exist. It's just a Trump capitulation. The UK deal is not even a real trade deal. It just is giving benefits to UK auto manufacturers like Jaguar, Land Rover, over American car manufacturers. Anyway, here Donald Trump at this press conference on Friday as well talks about how he made the India-Pakistan deal and he did all of these deals for peace. And I keep saying it over and over again. I've showed you 100 times now. Prime Minister Modi of India, India's foreign ministers, all of them are saying Trump had nothing to do with the ceasefire between India and Pakistan. Stop lying about a ceasefire you had nothing to do with. Stop making up fake conversations that don't exist. Let's play it.
Serbia, Kosovo was going to go at it, going to be a big war. I said, you go at it. There's no trade with the United States. They said, well, maybe we won't go at it. That's what happened with India and Pakistan. I was negotiating with both of them, and I said to Scott, I said to Howard, cancel all deals with India and Pakistan. They're not trading with us because they're in a war. They called back, what do? I said, look, you want to have trade with the United States, it's great. But you want to go and start using nuclear weapons on each other? We're not going to allow that. And they both agreed.
Meanwhile, on state regime media in Russia, in America, it's Fox. State regime media in Russia right here, what they're talking about, and all of this is coordinated by Putin. They're saying how Russia wants to take over Alaska, and Trump is so weak that Trump's not going to be able to stop Russia when it comes for Alaska. Just think about it. If you live in Alaska, if you're the Republican senator from Alaska, and you have them, and you have, like, that's what they're saying in Russia right now. And that doesn't get reported in American media other than here on the MeidasTouch network. Just think about that. You see why world leaders are furious at Donald Trump, but you see why Xi Jinping and Putin and Kim Jong-un love this guy, because he's weak and pathetic and has strength in their hands at the expense of NATO and the G7 and America's position in the world. It's sad to see, but we have to see it. It's what's happening. Hit subscribe and let's get to 6 million subscribers.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.